Okay, sorry about that. I was interrupted. So yeah, as you can see, I've created a path so that they have to go around this Uber loot in order to get into the base. Um, but yes, I'm spending a little bit too much time in this area, so let's move on. Now when we enter into the next area, this is kind of my trophy hallways and training area. As you can see, I have spaced my corridor 3 tiles instead of 2. Reason being, as you can see, the loot can be in the center, so it has every foot placing for the minions when they need it. And this theme goes throughout my base. Here I have my other strong room where I have money from earlier when I had my briefcase in here. This is a lot earlier in the game. And turns out I ended up losing power, and all these guys got free and destroyed my base. And hey, check that out. That's not good. Let's open that up so tech can get in there. Okay, good. Yeah, so these guys got free and killed a lot of my guys, and it really sucked. So I ended up rehauling and putting the briefcase out here, and it was a great idea because it worked out really well for me. Let's check out the control room here. As you can see, I've placed the big screen to give stat boosting for all minions at work. It's always a good idea to build more of these control stations than you need, because as you can see, I only have 5 people working. I have 8 stations. Unless you're setting your time clock to a higher minion count, you're gonna always have empty seats. So it's good to have extra. Of course, if you have memory banks, that will alleviate that problem for you also. I have both, just to be doubly safe. But yeah, I don't really build my control room very large because you don't need it to be. This is very efficient for what you need for the game and your objectives. My training room is giant. I've gone against what I normally would do, which was build a room for every single type of minion. But there's just so much stuff. So I always double up on the guards and give them 2 things to train on, because I always want guards ready when I need them. And everything else has 1. There's my Playboy in the corner and my Diplomat there in the corner. And the only thing I wasn't able to fit was my Scientist training, which is over here right across the corner, but that's fine. They are getting benefit of this Spaceman loot, so that's cool. Continuing on, we have my batteries, which I've stacked in here for a rainy day when power goes out. Hopefully it never does, but it's there just in case. And an extra archive and an extra staff room for the minions, should they so need it. And then we have the locker room, which serves no purpose other than just to store these monstrous things that just take up space, and serve no purpose other than apparently a meeting room for my henchmen to talk politics. But other than that, they just sit here and give you a minion count, which is all they're pretty much good for. My power room here is comprised of nuclear power plants, and if you face them against each other, they make a very cool design, and they keep the area very compact, which I like. And actually really happy with the way this turned out. Going on from there, I have my very large research room, which I've left open because I still have a couple things that I haven't acquired yet. I don't know if I get those on Island 2 or not, so I just left the room just in case. And next door we have Mr. Fat Baby Man's private estate, and he sits in here and cries for milk and does sort of baby things because he's a little baby. And he has his girlfriend, which is also his bodyguard, and it's this Amazon woman here, Tamara. She's quite the looker, and she's a pretty horrible bodyguard though. She'll basically die if anything touches her. So I keep them both in here just so they can think they're very important. And of course the cloning machine, which you get through a mission, and you steal it. And other than that, I have more power. Obviously I have a lot more than I need. After I lost power the first time, I made sure to have extra for the future, because it really sucked losing power. It really crippled my base for quite some time. Yeah, that's about it for my base. So you can see it's pretty simple, and I've followed the theme of loot placement for stat gain on my minions, and it's actually worked out really well. I'm pretty happy with their stats. Let's see if we can see it. Yeah, see the lowest right here is smarts at 80. That's pretty good. These are all pretty high, so it's doing a good job. And yeah, that's about all I have to say on that. Oh, last thing, I almost forgot. To the south where I keep my hotel. I put my hotel here for one reason. It's all the way at the bottom of the island, and it's a long walk. The reason why I did that was because the tourists are very annoying, and they really just annoy the crap out of me. So I wanted them as far away from my base entrances as possible. Well, that also has a pretty large downside in the fact that when your minions come here to work, they have to walk the entire length of the island. Really sucks, actually. In retrospect, I wish I had put it closer. So what I've done to kind of help the minions that are down here with their stats is build these 3 little cabins, or little outdoor buildings, and I have a staff room, an archive, and a barracks to help them upgrade their stats that way. So yeah, that's about it. I hope you've enjoyed my video, giving you probably a way too thorough look at some of my strategies and design philosophies, and I hope to have an Island 2 video up in the near future as well, and hopefully it'll be a lot clearer than this, because Island 2 is a much better, much larger place to build, so you can do a lot more fun things with that base. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed the video. Happy base building, and if you guys have any questions, please just let me know by jotting down a comment on the page, and I will try to answer you when I can. Alright, have a good one.